John and Mary Elitch considered musical performances essential to an enjoyable experience at their gardens. One of the first structures they built was an octagonal gazebo for outdoor band concerts. A consortium of Denver businessmen, led by flour millionaire J.K. Mullen, purchased the gardens in 1916 and appointed John M. Mulvihill of the Denver Gas and Electric Company manager. Mulvihill's son-in-law, Arnold Gertler, had recently joined Elitch's from a decorator position at the Denver Dry Goods Company. Mulvihill gave him the task of redecorating the old dance hall. Using the latest ideas from out east, including a horsehair spring floor, Gertler completely remodeled the old dance hall, creating the Trocadero, a place that many band leaders said was the most beautiful ballroom in all of America. Many local bands were appearing at the Troc during the summer, but Arnold wanted to book some big-name national bands. He joined a Chicago talent agent in obtaining the booking rights for all traveling bands between Chicago and the West Coast. This provided Arnold with many big bands. The big band era swept the country, and the Troc became more and more popular. Dances were held every night of the summer, and nationally known bands like the Dorseys, Guy Lombardo, Stan Kenton, and Les Brown were playing Elitch's famous ballroom.
From world-famous Elitch Gardens in Denver, Colorado.
Some performances were being broadcast live from Elitch's to radio audiences across the nation over the Mutual Broadcasting System. Even during the Depression, with thousands out of work, the Trocadero Ballroom continued to attract dancers.
The Trocadero Ballroom had a strict dress code. They were equally strict about the dancing that went on at the Trocadero, and they had male chaperones watching for people doing such things as dancing cheek to cheek.
Big dance bands weren't the only orchestras to appear at the Trocadero. The Denver Symphony Orchestra, under the baton of Saul Kasten, used to present pop concerts every week in the dance hall. During World War II, Elitch's became the place for Denver servicemen to bring their dates or to meet the opposite sex. Adjoining the dance floor at the Troc was the Grill Room, where dancers could get refreshments and talk. Musical tastes were changing in the 60s and early 70s. There was a new generation more interested in rock concerts than cheek-to-cheek dancing.
The Trocadero was a marvelous place. It was a shame that it had to be torn down, but it was just one of those things that came with the times because people were not dancing to local bands. The old traveling bands were no longer traveling. We got a lot of abuse when we tore it down. People would call and say, "Why are you doing this?" And they weren't there when we needed them to support it.
The last season for Elitch's famed Trocadero Ballroom was 1975.
It was my last goodbye to you.
It was an evening in late August. The old ballroom was packed with couples dancing to the sound of Norman Lee and the Eddie Howard Orchestra. When the final number had been performed, it said there was not a dry eye in the house.
Here it is, sign-off time, the final one, the summer home of America's biggest band. We hope you've enjoyed KOA Radio 85's program from the beautiful, spectacular Trocadero Ballroom.
This is KRMA-TV Channel 6 Denver, public broadcasting for Colorado and the Rockies.